G'day, it's Rowan from Elf-Shop Design. In this video, I'm going to make a wall-mounted plant hanger. Now, I've been promising my wife I'd make her something handcrafted for many years. I've got half-started projects, never really got very far. She's got an amazing succulent garden. It's probably her number one hobby. And there's an available space on the wall just near the garden. So I figured it might be a good opportunity to make her something for her succulents. Let's go and have a look. I'll discuss the project a little later in the video, as I want to talk about something else first. Meanwhile, if you get any ideas from what you see, I hope you can use them in your own projects. I only ask that you give me a like or subscribe. I want to talk briefly about a Japanese term that describes the satisfying nature of interacting with something handcrafted, something that through imperfection takes on a form of unique beauty. The term is wabi-sabi. In Western language, wabi-sabi translates loosely to rustic simplicity or understated elegance. Stories vary on the origin of the term. The one that stands out to me dates back to the 13th century. At the time, Japanese tea houses were extremely fine and ornate places, adorned with impeccable detail and perfection to impress wealthy merchants. A few hundred years later, tea house masters decided that the ritual of tea drinking should be accessible to all people. Teapots, cups and utensils became simple and intentionally utilitarian. This was the start of the wabi-sabi movement, a revolt against all things unnecessarily opulent and perfect. Wealthy people started to embrace this too. Tea houses became a place of humility where everyone was equal. Something that bore the unmistakable signs of human hands became trendy, and this has pervaded many cultures across the world. Fast forward to the current time, we live in a world where material items are mass-produced by machines and robots, many of which require very little human input at all. But in recent years I've noticed more and more interest in the handcrafted movement, and I reckon this is the modern-day wabi-sabi taking hold. It's a revolt against a technology-driven world of constant consumption and throwaway commodities. People want things that connect them to a human story, and this will become more important as natural resources become increasingly scarce. Learning about wabi-sabi has validated my approach to making things. For years, I've naturally gravitated toward this without really knowing why or giving it much thought. I love inconsistent line thickness in drawings. I love uneven rusty streaks that develop on weathered steel. I love the random swirl marks created by overzealous grinding, or the cracks and rust-stained nail holes left visible in reclaimed timber furniture. These are the elements that make something truly personal, and to me, far more satisfying. It's almost impossible to catch perfection because it's elusive in many ways. I prefer to strive still for quality, but balance this with the enduring principles of wabi-sabi. For this project, I wanted to contrast black steel against the orange and reds of naturally weathered steel. The piece has an inner frame and an outer frame. The outer frame is painted with 3-in-1 black satin, which protects it from rust. The inner frame will be left unfinished so it develops a patina over time. Since this needed to be ready by Christmas, I sped the process up by covering it with a wet towel for a few days. To fasten the mirror to the back, I made up some small brackets so the mirror can easily be removed for cleaning or replacement. I made the planter boxes by bending flat pieces of 1.5mm steel over an offcut of 90mm square hollow section. They'll be left open at the bottom but sit on some stainless steel mesh so the soil can drain freely. Before starting the project, I did some experimentation with white vinegar to see if it would help speed up the rusting process. I sprayed the vinegar piece over a few days and then left them sitting outside for a couple of weeks. After 20 days, you can see quite a difference. So I misted the plant holder for a couple of days before applying the wet towel. My wife seemed to like the result. She added some succulents, which really brings the piece to life. If you like it too, please remember to subscribe, and I hope to see you for the next project, where I'm going to solve a messy shelf problem with a crafty storage solution.